Hey guys, thanks for watching. This is my last episode about goal setting for intuitives. So a couple other things that I maybe touched on in the other videos, but wanted to circle back to, and some stuff I haven't covered yet. One thing I think is we get kind of just as scared of success as we get of failure. Like if our goal succeeds, then we think about, like, especially I think like business related goals, like all the stress that's going to go with that. Like if we're writing a book and it does well, then we're going to have to do like this book tour, and like that's overwhelming to think about. Sorry, the cat's dragging a mattress box down the stairs. He likes to drag things. Stop. Don't, that's not food. Sorry. Yeah, I don't edit these. So there's so much pressure on us to like do a good job. We're just as scared of it succeeding as we are of it failing. So I think one thing that can help is just kind of taking you out of it. And thinking of it as like co-creating with the universe, which sounds out there, but like think of it as like you're just a vessel for the universe to experience itself. And even if you don't believe in that, just choosing that thought can kind of help you. It just takes the pressure off of you, right? It's not about you anymore. You're just a tool. You're just tapping into like inspiration and imagination as if they're like a separate entity. And you're just channeling them through you. So yeah, just like let go. Just let go and let whatever's going to happen. And just take one step at a time. Don't worry about the future. Just worry about today. Another kind of woo-woo thing is like waiting for downloads. Like sometimes you're just stuck and you don't know what to do. And we talked about how like sometimes like going for a drive or something like that can help. Another way to think of it is like you're waiting for a download. Like your brain is still processing ideas, and it hasn't had enough time to like process yet. So you just wait for like the download to finish, and that's not something you really have control over. It's not something you can really push. It's not something you can really rush. It's just like a regular computer. Like the download takes as long as it takes. You just gotta sit and wait for it. Another thing I had is journaling. I think can help like get clear on your goals when you're having problems with clarity. It just, yeah. When you're stuck, just like writing, like I'm really stuck sometimes is like a good place to start, and things will start to flow from there. Another thing I had was, if you have money-related goals, try to take the money out of it. Money puts a lot of pressure, and pressure stifles creativity. So if you're trying to use creativity to reach a goal or solve a problem, money can kind of stifle that. So sometimes your goal is to make money, but try to be at least like flexible on the details of like how much money or how you're going to make the money. Like change the goal from like I want to be a millionaire to why you want that money. Like what are you going to do with that money? It could be I want a nice house and I want to be able to take care of my family, and you might not need $1 million to do that. Or maybe somebody in your family like grants you a house, or there might be ways that you can't see that are going to help you arrive at your goal. So yeah, if you can, just try to take the money out of it and focus on what you want the money for and what you want to do with the money and make that the goal. Another thing that helps is focusing on the intersection of your skills. So like I talked before about how I like photography, and I always take things to the extreme. Like, well, if I like photography, that means I should be a photographer and I should have the best camera and I should travel to all these places. But you can just, instead of like compartmentalizing your interests, you can combine them. So if you're stuck on goals, especially work goals, I think looking at the intersection of all your interests can help. But again, you don't have to be specific. Like if you're like, well, I like photography and I like writing, so I have to write about photography. Try not to narrow it down. Just say, well, I like writing and I like photography, and I'm not sure what that means. But I'm just going to take pictures and I'm going to write, and I'm going to like see what develops over time, like what grows in the garden over time. Like I'm watering these seeds and I don't know what kind of vegetable I'm going to get, but I'm just going to keep watering them and see. Another thing I had was intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. So an extrinsic goal is like, I want good grades, but an intrinsic goal is like, I want to learn. And intrinsic goals are much more motivating than extrinsic ones. People with intrinsic goals are much happier. So if you have an extrinsic goal, think of a way to convert that into an intrinsic goal. So instead of like goals that other people can see, like a nice car or good grades, it's just going to be like how it works internally, how it affects you internally, how it makes you feel good. So like an extrinsic goal is a nice car. An intrinsic goal might just be like, I want to be able to get around without worrying about my car breaking down. Or I just want the freedom of being able to get around, right? It's not about like status or like looking good. It's not about how you appear to other people. It's not about getting approval from companies or bosses or colleges or people. It's just about like how it helps you if no one is there to see it or observe it. And I think that's everything I have for now. So one last thing I just want to say is don't let what should work get in the way of what does work. I feel like there's so much advice out there about goals, and a lot of it's intense, like just work really hard, just be very strict and focused, and I don't think that works. And feeling like that's what should work keeps us from finding what works for us. So it's important to, if you keep trying something and you're just hitting a wall, just find another option, like find something that works for you. Don't feel like what works for other people should work for you. Just focus on what works, what feels good, and go from there. So the cart is opening for the workshop, the goal setting workshop, if you want to sign up for that. So again, it's 3 days. It's going to be on Saturdays. I need a calendar and it's on my phone. So sorry, let me pull it up on the computer. So it's going to be starting Saturday, November 6th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So if there's anyone in Australia or New Zealand, I think that's going to be Sunday morning for you. I tried to do it on like a weekend, so the most people will hopefully be free. So it's going to be November 6th, 13th, and 20th. The first one, it's going to be like a support group. We're just going to talk about what went right this year, what went wrong, what we want to let go of, what we want to go different. You don't have to share if you don't want to. You don't have to have your camera on if you don't want to. If you can't make any of the sessions, they're going to be recorded privately just for members. And then there's going to be a Facebook group where you can also talk to the other members. The second session is going to be a silent co-working group. We're going to vision board. We're not going to get specific there. We're just going to like think about our favorite things and our favorite places and favorite quotes and whatever you want your vision board to be. I use Pinterest. You can cut magazines. You can write words. It can be whatever you want. You can share or not share. Camera on or camera off. And then the last one, we are going to go through different areas for goals, like what do you want for work, what do you want financially. We're going to write down our ideas for those sections. There's going to be 12 of them. You can share or not share, and that's the session. Those are the sessions. So the cart is now open. You're going to go to, if you want to sign up, it's jennydobson.com/goal setting. I believe there will be a link in the description of this episode. Just click on that. Email me if you have any questions or problems. And the cart is only going to be open until the end of the month. So make sure you sign up by October 31st if you want to get in. And that's it for now. So thanks for listening. And if you don't catch this workshop, I'm working on some other ones. So if there's workshops that you think would be helpful on certain topics, I'd be happy to talk about toxic relationships or narcissists or empaths or art or creativity. Anything you want, just let me know. And have a great night. And thanks for being here. I'll see you guys later.